So we're reaching all the way up towards the top end of your mat, spreading out your fingers, shuffling your body back, and then just lifting your chin. And as you start to draw your body slowly along the ground, staying low to the floor, elbows in, shoulders down, and then carefully drawing up into a cat stretch, rounding up through the shoulders and the back. And then taking your head and your tailbone off in opposite directions, and then lowering yourself back down upon your heels. As you draw along the ground, breathing in, opening the shoulders, lifting the chin. As you come up to cat stretch, breathing out, pull up through the belly, gaze up towards your navel. Breathing in, take the head and tailbone away. Breathing out, sitting back to your heels. And this time, breathing in, drawing the body up and through. Breathing out, sending your hips back and your head down. Breathing in, draw forwards to a plank. And breathing out, bending your knees and sitting to your heels. Breathing in as you draw the body up and through. And breathing out, sending your hips away and your head down. Breathing in as you draw forwards to plank. And breathing out, bending your knees and sitting back. Again, breathing in, draw your body up and through. Breathing out, and we're sending the hips away and the head down. Breathing in, come forwards to a strong plank, looking ahead. Breathing out, bending the knees and sitting on back. Breathing in to draw your body up. And breathing out to lengthen, head down, bottom up. Breathing in, draw forwards to a plank. Breathing out, bending knees and sitting back. One more time, breathing in to pull on up. Breathing out, staying in that down dog for me this time. Now starting to tread out a little on the spot, drawing down one side of your body and then the other. And just have a little look up, see that your hands line up with your shoulders. Moving your hips a little from side to side. And just notice your body. Notice how your hamstrings are today. Notice how your lower back is feeling tonight. Then if we could just come down upon your knees and placing your right foot forwards. And I'm just going to place down my right hand to the outside of my right foot. Bring the left arm up and over. Take a little bit of a stretch up and into the left-hand side of your body, looking up towards your hand. Now bring that hand down towards the floor. Curl the toes and lift up the back knee, opening to the right, raising your right arm. All of the way back down. Let's draw back up with your upper body, hips drawing forwards. And let's raise both of your arms up towards the ceiling. And just taking back your right hand behind your left, opening up with the shoulders and the chest. Letting your arms all of the way back down. Moving back onto that back knee. And just start to draw back your toes. Start to extend a little through the tailbone. Toes going upwards towards the ceiling. If you find you get a little tension behind the knee and it's really uncomfortable, bend your knee. Alright, don't keep pushing back on it. What eventually you want to find is that the lower back starts to straighten out a little bit. Alright, so so we start to ease on into that lower back posture. Okay, let's come all the way up onto your knees. And if we could clasp up the fingers together, squeeze your head a little with both arms. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, activate your waist. Take a stretch out and along the side of your body. Breathing in, bring it back on up. Breathing out, activating the side of your body. And then breathing in, bring it up. Breathing out, letting your arms all the way back down. Left foot stepping forwards. And just placing your left hand to the outside of your foot. Bring your right arm up and over and looking up towards your hand. Then bring that hand back down to the floor. Curl the toes and lift up the back knee. Raising left arm and looking up towards your thumb. Roll back the upper body, bring your arms up towards the ceiling, and then see if you can take your left hand behind the right, coming into a little shoulder girdle, wrist wrap stretch here through the shoulders and the arms. And then letting your arms all of the way back down, moving back upon that back knee, drawing back your toes, and we have a little bit of a shift again through the tailbone, pressing from the center of your chest. Just again, breathe, listen to your body. If you need to, bend the knee a little bit on this side too. And then gently drawing it back on up. Now let's come around onto your back. And I'd like you to just bring your heels in towards you. Set your feet so they're hip distance apart. And try and have your feet so that they're parallel and that they're not turning open. Okay, so you've got a really good stable position. Now firstly here, draw your shoulders to pull up and around by your ears. And then walk your shoulders down. Again, draw your shoulders up and down, and then walk your shoulders a little bit further down, opening out with your collarbone. Then start to work your lower back to a soft imprint, and then releasing your back away from the floor. Again, taking your lower back down against the ground, find your imprint, and then release the back away so that you have a neutral spine. Now coming back in and thinking about the deep breath that we use in Pilates. Take a really good strong breath in through your nose. And then as you breathe out through your mouth, blowing the breath out with a little energy. Again, as you breathe in, the ribcage widens, side and back of your body. As you breathe out, blow the breath out. Okay, now again, really think about the breath. And think about the energy, the new energy that is drawing up into the body, up into your brain. Okay, because this is it's a very good cleansing effect, particularly in the evening, all right, because we start to release all of the energy, the negative energy that's maybe built up within the day, and we get rid, all right? So as you breathe in, fill up the lung space, let your ribs move out to the side and the back of the body. And then as you breathe out, blow out the breath as if you were blowing out a candle. As you breathe in, try and keep the tummy calm and flat. But then as you breathe out, draw the navel back to the spine, pull up behind the surface muscles, and get the feeling that your waist is pulling in maybe a little bit tighter. Okay, Again, as you breathe in, ribs widen. And then as you breathe out, navel back to the spine, connect with the core center, which will in turn give you that pulling inwards and backwards. All right, so deep breath in, belly's flat. As you breathe out, you're connecting with that core center. So starting off today with your ab prep, if you'd like to bring your hands back behind your head and open your elbows, breathing in through the nose to nod the chin. As you breathe out through your mouth, raising your upper body, breathing in through your nose to stay, and then breathing out through your mouth as you lower back to the ground. Breathing in to nod the chin. As you breathe out, raising your upper body, keep your elbows wide and keep the distance of a fist between your chin and chest. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out, engaging with your core as you lower. Breathing in to nod the chin. As you breathe out, if you can, extend your right leg, point the toes and hover it an inch from the floor. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out, draw that leg back in and lower your chest back down. Breathing in, nodding the chin, and breathing out, extending your left leg, raising your upper body. Breathing in, and breathing out, engaging the core as you bring that leg in. Now if that's enough today, carry on with that. Breathing in, drop the chin. As you breathe out, extending your right leg, maybe from there, lifting also your left foot, pointing your toes down. Breathing in, and then breathing out, foot back down and leg back in. But just taking up to the layer that you feel is right for you. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, extend left leg, and if you can, lifting right foot an inch off the floor. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out, foot back down and leg drawing back on in. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, extending out your right leg, and if you can, raising left foot. Breathing in, and breathing out, foot back down, leg drawing back on in. One more time, breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, extending the left leg, raising the right. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out, foot back down, and leg drawing back on in. Okay, now taking both of your legs along the floor, I'd like you to walk down your shoulders a little. Place your fingers around your hip bones with your shoulders down, and as you bring one leg up towards the ceiling, breathing in, and as you lower the leg down, breathing out. Okay, swapping legs, breathing in, raising the other leg up, and then breathing out, engaging the core as you lower the leg down. Good. Now today, if you find your hamstrings are holding a little tension, bend your knee just enough to maintain the neutral back as your leg comes higher. So you just soften at the knee, and then breathing out, take that leg down straight. All right, and today, if this is enough, I want you to carry on. Now if you can, we're going to add on the one leg circles. The legs coming up. As you breathe out, I'm going to circle the leg away from the body. Breathing in, bring it to the middle, and then breathing out to slowly lower that leg back down again. Breathing in to raise the other leg up. Breathing out to circle the leg away from the body. Keep the hip bones very still. That's why I've got you holding onto your hips. Breathing in and breathing out as you lower the leg down. Changing legs. Breathing in, raise the leg up. Breathing out to circle the leg away from the body. Keep the other leg also very, very still. Breathe in. Breathing out, lowering that leg back down. Breathing in, bring the leg up. Breathing out to circle the leg away from the body. Breathing in, breathing out as you lower, really using the core. Okay, 2 more. Breathing in, the leg comes up. Breathing out, circle away, just as far as you can keep the hips still and that the core is maintaining that stillness. Breathing out to lower. One more time, breathing in, bring the leg up. Breathing out to circle the leg away. Breathing in and breathing out as you lower that leg all of the way back down. Okay, let's bring the feet back to the ground. Very carefully roll yourself over onto one side for me and come around onto your knees. We're going to come up into plank. Okay, so I'm eking up the increment a little bit here today. So we did 10 over the last few weeks, so we're going to do 40 today, all right? Build it up a little bit. Of course, if you know today that you would be better off doing your plank on your knees and not going to your toes, that's going to be the best thing for you. Absolutely take that option. Just let me remind you, when we're coming up into our forearms, because you've got a lot of weight coming up into your body, try and think about squeezing your armpits a little bit. So when you squeeze your armpits, you draw your shoulder blades down. That way then, you keep your neck coming out of your shoulders. Because if we let the shoulders rise up and we lose our neck, we've completely lost our postural position. All right, so remember in Pilates, we're looking to try and encourage a better, stronger postural position. So when we come down towards the floor, lay your palms flat out, draw your knees back, and try not to let there be a sinking in the back. So here you could be on your knees, or you can take your legs out to a straight line position. Looking slightly beyond your fingers, and let's set up the breath. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, drawing the navel back to the spine. Really lock into the legs if you're on your toes. Breathe in and out 2. In and out 3. In, out 4. In, out 5. In, out 6. In, out 7. In, out 8. In, out 9. In, out 10. In, out 11. In, out 12. In, out 13. And in, out 14. All right, well done everybody. Come on down. Now I'm just going to come into a little stretch for your shoulders and upper back. So if you'd like to take both of your hands flat against the floor for a moment, and you're just going to decide which way you're going to go in just a moment. I want to keep one arm trapped down and then roll onto it and bring your knees up. Then bring your other arm up to the ceiling if you can. Okay? If it's too much, bring the arm up, drop it back down. The head can be up or down. If you have a block or a cushion, then you can put your head on that block or cushion. Okay, if that makes it feel a little bit more comfortable. But we've got the underarm completely flat to the floor and your palm is facing downwards. So we're just going to take a couple of breaths there. And then we'll come all of the way back round upon your belly and take the arm to the other side. So the hand is flat down, gently roll upon it, pop the knees forwards, a little release for the back, and then the opposite arm can come up if that feels okay. And then coming all of the way back round. And we're going to come into the breaststroke. So today I'm going to work in with the postural muscle work. And then if you're feeling stronger today, putting the arms in as well. All I'd say is try and use it as a guide. If you're finding that your buttocks and your legs are trying to lift off the ground, I wouldn't put the arms in as well. Try and concentrate on building up the core strength and the lower back strength. Alright, eventually you just want to be able to relax your legs out completely. So if we start here by turning the feet slightly in, and that will make it harder to clench the buttocks. So trying to relax that bottom end of your body. Let your shoulders drop down. And remember, with this one, your gaze is towards the floor, all of the way through. Let's breathe in to roll both of your shoulders back. As you breathe out to lift and hover, drawing the navel up, engaging with your core. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out as you lower, letting your arms fall back to the ground. Breathing in as we roll back those shoulders. Breathing out to pull up through your belly as you lift and hover. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out to lower and shoulders draw back down. Breathing in to roll back those shoulders. Breathing out to engage the core to lift and hover. Breathing in to stay, and breathing out to lower. Okay, one more like this. So remember, if you're finding that anything else is happening other than the parts of the body we're looking to work, then stay with that level. If you're okay to stay up, we stay in that lifted position and we breathe in to come forwards and breathe out to draw back. We're staying with our gaze down towards the floor so the chin stays tucked in. If you're working with your arms, keep your core locked on throughout. So try not to let it go. Keep the legs relaxed. Keep the buttocks relaxed. Try not to raise the shoulders. Keep the arms long and keep them as straight as you can. Don't worry if they don't touch. That's not important. Breathing in and out. One more time. Breathing in and out. Okay, now we're gently coming up onto the hands and knees. Coming into a little bit of glute work. So some of you might have found that you get a little bit of lower back ache after something like that. What I would say is the lower back muscles are working. Okay, it's designed partly for that. But try and engage the core a little more thoroughly. Alright, then what you'll find is not just all about the lower back. Hands in underneath your shoulders for me. And just slightly bend your elbows. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, draw a line with your big toe along the floor and then lift the leg up. Breathing in, draw the knee back in and we'll change legs. As you breathe out, point the toes, squeeze the back side and lift the leg. Breathing in, again try and pull up on your bottom rib. Breathing out, point your toes, squeeze the back side, lift the leg. And breathing in as you draw back on in. Relaxing the shoulders, trying to keep it spacious around the neck. Now on this one, what you will find is you are able to keep your hips on the same level. Alright, what I'm going to say is just try not to overlift. Try not to lift that leg too high. Alright, but try and give direction. So as you take the leg away, really push through the toes, keep that leg straight, breathing in. Remember, we want to really function the glutes, the buttocks. It can be sometimes that the lower back muscles try and do the job of the glutes. Alright, so it's trying to function parts of your body that sometimes can escape usage. Alright, so that's what we're doing here. Now, I'm going to be working next with the knee drawing to the side. And we're going to take 4 of these. So I'm drawing my knee open to a quarter circle and breathing into lower. Breathing out to lift and into lower. Now I know it's really hard to keep the hips on the balance here. Do your best, but just try and keep your upper body straight if you can. One more time. Breathing out, knee open, into lower. Breathing out to straighten the leg. Now breathing in to cross it behind the other one. Breathing out, bring it to the middle. Breathing in, cross it behind. Breathe out, back to the middle. Breathing in, cross it behind the other leg. Back to the middle. 2 more. Breathe in and back. 1 more. And back. Breathe in, draw the knee in, and we'll change legs. Breathing out, take a quarter circle with the other knee to the side. breathing in. Now really lock on with your core as you lift the knee. Breathing into lower. Again, breathing out, engage the core. Breathing in. One more time, breathe out, lift. Into lower. Breathing out in to straighten the leg. Breathing in to go back. Breathing out back to the middle. Breathing in, cross the leg behind. Engage the core as you come to the middle. Breathing in, out, engage back to the middle. One more time. Engage and back to the middle. Breathe in, draw the knee in. I'm going for another set. If you're feeling strong, we're going to take the opposite hand out to the side. Breathing out, knee drawing to the quarter circle away from the body. Breathing into lower. Breathing out and lift the knee. Into lower. Feel the inner thigh muscles working here. Breathing out to lift and lower. One more time. Breathing out, lift. Into lower. Breathing out to straighten. Breathing in, take the toe back. Breathing out, back to the middle. Breathing in, toe going back. Breathing out to the middle. Breathing in, toe goes back. Breathing in, back to the middle. One more time. Breathe out, back to the middle. Breathe in, knee drawing in. Changing legs, opposite hand to the side if you can. Breathing out, knee open. Into lower. Breathing out, knee open. Into lower. Drawing that quarter circle away. And lower. One more time. Breathing out. Into lower. Breathing out to straighten the leg. Breathing in, cross it back. Breathing out, back to the middle. Breathe in, cross it back. Out and back to the middle. Again, in to take it back. Out, back to the middle. One more time. And out, back to the middle. Let your hand down. Alright, now if you're okay with it, sitting back to your heels. Now you can either just let your shoulders drop when we come into pose of the child, or if you want a more dynamic stretch, clasping your fingers up together, tucking your head in towards your knees, and then letting your arms go up and over. So you go into a shoulder girdle stretch, but if this feels a little bit too much today, you could just go to pose of the child with your arms down by your side. Letting your arms down and using your abdominals, slowly unroll from your legs and drawing the shoulders back. Okay, popping around to seated. Now we're going to come into a roll back to work the body out the other way. So I'm sitting up really nice and tall. If you have a band or if you prefer to use a cushion beneath your lower back, okay, maybe your back's a little bit tight today, by all means do. You don't have to get down to the ground, of course. All right, just see where you need to get to. Relax out your shoulders, okay, and just sitting up nice and tall. Now taking a deep breath in, letting your ribs widen. As you breathe out, pull back through your belly, curve your lumbar spine and go back and stop it halfway. Breathing in and then breathing out, engaging with your core and sitting up tall. Breathing in, the ribs are widening up. As you breathe out, just try and feel that you're rounding the back and you're closing down your ribs towards your hip bones. Breathing in and then breathing out, and as you lift, drawing your body up nice and tall. Again, deep breath in. As you breathe out, if your back is behaving itself well today, maybe we lower down to an imprint. Breathing in and breathing out without ground, coming up nice and smoothly. So keep going. What we're thinking of here is considering the mobility of your lower back. So your lower back posture, breathing in at the bottom and then breathing out. Because we want to try and get to a feeling where we can start to build up a little bit more strength and range of motion so that we sit up a bit taller when we've got our legs in front of us. And it's not easy, okay? I do understand. Breathing in as you go back. So we want to curve the lumbar spine. All right, so we're going back just as far as we want to today. Breathing in, and then as we come up, we come out of the imprint, but then when we draw up to seated, we come back to neutral. Now, those of you who want to work harder, put one hand onto your shoulder. We'll do a couple of these today. As you go back, breathing out, just reminding yourself to keep your shoulders relaxed. Breathing in and breathing out as we draw all of the way up. Changing your arm over, breathing in, breathing out to lower, slowly back. Breathing in and then breathing out to bring your body back on up. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of work for the upper back of your arms here. So if you'd like to take your hands back behind you, have them facing in. Open back your shoulders a little so your elbows are going towards the back of the room. Take a breath in as you dip back and use your out breath to push your body off the ground. So breathing in, dip back, breathing out, and use the force and use the core to bring you up. So you could do that version today, or if you'd like to, you can come up into a lift, pointing the toes, and on this one, breathe out to lift. So breathe out on the way up, breathe in as you lower. And what I would say with this one is get the core locked on first, breathe out, the belly's already flat, breathing in as you lower. All right, so two different ways of working the same part of your body. And it all comes down to preference, how it feels for you. Try and always keep the neck out. All right, remember your posture, breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Sitting that body up nice and tall. Again, breathing out if you're lifting, pushing through the toes, breathing in. Two more of whatever you're doing today, or stop if you've absolutely had enough. Breathing in. One more time. And release back down. Good. All right, I'm going to stretch the triceps at the end today, okay? Now swing around. I'd like you to come around onto one side. We're going to lengthen along the floor. Going to work firstly with a single leg raise. And then today I'm going to look to hold the leg up and bring the bottom one to it. So we get a little bit of work for the inner thigh. And then we'll do also a little quad stretch and side bend. So lengthening out along the floor. And stack up your hips, okay? So feel that you're balancing on the narrowest part of your body. Check out your upper arm. Make sure it's not hanging too far forwards. It wants to be in alignment with your ear. As you raise the top leg up, breathing out, you're taking it to your range of motion and breathing in as you lower. Breathing out, engaging the core to lift the leg up and breathing in as you lower. Breathing out, try and draw the waist a little away from the floor and breathing in to lower. So try not to be too heavy on the ground. All right, try and feel that you're placing your ribs, your hips along the floor. You're stretching your body out. Breathing out, extend. And as you take that leg away from the body, you're working range of motion, you're working strength, you're working into glute medius, upper back region of the buttock. But again, we work a lot with the legs going forwards and backwards, not so much with the leg going to the side. So we're keeping this joint supple, keeping all those intricate muscles working. Last one, breathing out to lift. breathing into lower. So we'll lift the leg up, but not nearly as high. And then from there, bring the bottom leg to it. Breathe out to lift, into lower. Okay, now we can still take this as a balance. So if you can keep that core holding you still, take your hand along by your thigh. If you find that you're wobbling around quite a bit when that happens, then just put your hand in front again. Breathing out, lift the bottom leg up, breathing into lower. Now, this top leg is going to work like crazy, all right? You should be feeling glute medius, that upper back region of your buttock, okay, really kicking in. If you don't like it, if it gets too much, come away from it. Bend your knees, make it a little bit easier, and take a break. All right, if you can, we've got a couple more. Breathing out, lift the bottom leg up, into lower, navel back to the spine as you lift, into lower, one more, and then draw it all of the way back down. All right, pop your knees forwards. That'll feel nice to release that area of your body. Take a hold of your foot, your upper foot, and then tilt the pelvis forward, squeeze the backside tight, take the knee back. Just have a little check out with how your quads are feeling today, checking in with those muscles. Especially if you're doing a lot of walking at the moment, maybe you're doing a lot of uphill walking, maybe the quads are really getting quite a good workout at the moment. Alright, letting that go. Let's come on up onto your elbow, and we're going to work up into your side bend. Now, if for any reason today, weight bearing into your shoulder is just not where you need to be, come back round onto your back. The first position we did with the out prep, you can do a very similar position but twisting your body across. So you bring your body across and over, but you could do that on your back, that would be fine. Knees coming forwards, elbow beneath your shoulder. Now as we lift, breathe out, lift through the waist. Let the arm come up past your ear, but try not to shadow your face, and breathing into lower. Okay, as you go up, try to keep gazing forwards. Try to not look down or look at your hand. Breathing in. That way then, you'll have the correct alignment through the body. As you go up, feel the waist working underneath, and feel the waist stretching over the top. So you could stay on the elbow today, or you could come to the hand and you could come to the foot. Just take a moment, line the hand and the foot up. Chest is open. Then as you push up through your feet into your hand, taking a bend from your waist. And then breathing in as you lower. So very slowly, very considered. The core connects. And as you reach on over, you're taking that stretch, but also it's a deep strengthening exercise for the shoulder, for the oblique muscles underneath you. It's really good for your balance, you know, your sense of balance. Breathing into lower. And trying to stay with the gaze forwards. You want to think that your belly button, okay, and your nose are both facing forwards. If your tummy is facing downwards, you're tilting your body forwards. All right, so it's not really coming into the side bend anymore. One more time. All right. Send it round to the other side. Going to keep you balanced today. So lengthening out and along the floor. And again, just a little bit of maybe like a half clench of your buttocks, and that helps to bring the hips into a better alignment. Pointing down through your toes, checking out your upper arm isn't wandering forwards. And as you bring that top leg up, breathing out and breathing into lower. Alright, so as you bring the leg up, the thigh, the foot is front facing. We're not trying to turn the angle of the leg. Breathing out, engaging the core. And breathing in as you lower. Again, pointing your toes, breathing out to lift, and breathing in to lower. Again, breathing out, working into that range of motion, and breathing in as you lower. And again, breathing out to press it away, and lower one more time. Breathing out to lift, and lower. Now bring the leg up, not quite as high this time. Engage your core, breathe out, lift the bottom leg, and into lower. Breathing out to lift it up, into lower. If your balance is okay, take away your hand support. Breathing out to lift, into lower. And that bottom leg, it comes up as one unit. All right, and it's not coming up with the foot trying to reach the other foot, you know? It's gonna be that the inner thigh muscles are doing the job. So you're really trying to pull up from the knee upwards. All right, that top leg is also gonna work like crazy, all right? You're not imagining it. Breathing out to lift and into lower. And lower, two more if you can. Breathing out, lift and lower. One more. And relax it down. All right, soften the knees forwards. And then taking a hold of that top leg. Tilt the pelvis forward, squeeze the backside tight. Take that knee back a little. Just notice how it feels in comparison to the other side. Releasing. Okay, let's come on up for your side bend. If you're okay to weight bear on that shoulder today. Open out with your shoulders and your chest, lifting your chin. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, let's reach on up. Stretch over towards the ground. If you can reach it beyond your ear. Breathing into lower. Again, as you go up, breathing out, lift up. Breathing into lowers, try not to tip forwards. As you go up, the arm is in alignment there with your ear. And all the way back down. All right, those of you going up onto your hand, opening out with your knee, opening out with your chest, line the hand up through to the foot. And then as you go up, pressing up, connecting the inner thighs together, and reaching out from the waist. Breathing in as you lower. And just take your time. You know, with this one, it wants to be that you're opening your body up, really working into that lovely bend through the body. We're not rushing it, we don't need to. All right, we're taking control. Breathing out, hips forwards. Breathing in. Trying to resist the temptation to look down. Don't need to look down, all right? Breathing out, lift, and into lower. Just really feel the waist underneath you is lifting you up. And lower. Let's have one more on that side. Breathing out and press. And all the way back down. Alright, let's come around onto your back. We'll come to the 100. Alright, so very gently rolling your body back down if you can. Come down a different way if this is not good for you today. Bending up your knees. Have a neutral spine. So check out that you've got that little gap underneath your lower back. If you need a cushion to be placed behind your head, pop it into that position now. And let's bring the legs up, one and then the other. So remember, with 100, we're working on your stamina. We're working on being able to be in the same position, you know, for 100 seconds, and just to be able to focus on your breathing and the usage of your core. If you feel anything else overtaking your thought process of how you're connecting with your core, make it easier. All right, so it could be that you stay on the ground and maybe just put a little cushion behind the head. That way the head's not too exposed, the neck's not too exposed. You could support the head, all right, you could bring the elbows back. Some of you may be okay with taking your legs out straighter. If your hamstrings are not tight, that will be okay for you. Some of you may not need to support your neck, in which case you can reach your arms away from you, bringing those shoulder blades down so they stay on the ground and the caps of your shoulders stay away from your ears. If you could breathe in for about 4, breathe out for about 6, and we're going to pat the air by your side for 100 counts. And let's go with 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Remember, you've always got the distance of a fist between your chin and your chest. 30, 33, 34, 5, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 3, 44, 45, 46, 7, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 3, 54, 55, 6, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 3, 64, 65, 66, 7, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 3, 74, 75, 6, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 3, 84, 85, 86, 7, 88, 89, 90 with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bend your knees. Take your head, neck, and shoulders down. Take your tiptoes to the floor. And then just bring your arms out so they line up with your shoulders. Now I'm going to start here by just gently rolling the knees from side to side. I'm going to keep the knees pulled up together. So if you find that difficult, you could put your block between your knees. Alright, now my lower back is on the floor. Alright, so I'm going to keep that there. And you can start to get a little bit more breath involvement. So as you take your knees over, breathing out. As you come up, breathing in. And if you wanted to make this a little bit harder, picking your feet up, having the knees in alignment with your hips, and the feet in alignment with your knees. Then breathing out to let your knees draw over. And breathing in to draw back up. Breathing out, take the knees over, but try not to let your shoulder blades lift off the ground. Breathing in, coming back on up. Breathing out, letting your knees draw over. Feel the oblique muscles working. Feel the lower back muscles stretching. Breathing out as you take the knees over. Breathing in. So try and just go to the point where you're keeping shoulder blades on the ground. Now you could keep going as you are. I'm going to take it down to a stretch. And again, if this is a little bit too much, please come back and do the rolling again. So I'm going to take my knees all of the way down upon the floor. And then once I land, I'm going to straighten out the top leg and then take a hold of it. Again, if that's too much, don't do it today. And then my gaze is going back in the opposite direction. And then slowly, let's come back on up. Take the knees over to the other side. So again, reposition your shoulder blades back down on the floor. Top leg can either stay as it is, or you can straighten it and hold on. And then turning your gaze in the opposite direction to your leg. Alright, bending your knees. Gently bring it back up to the middle. Coming over to one side and coming back up to seated. Okay, I want to just finish off today with the saw. Really important position at the moment, okay? We're all sitting for far too long. Alright, so this position is all about trying to spiral the spine into becoming longer, okay? So when we rotate, we're trying to move from the rib cage area. As I'm always saying with this position, it's very tempting to move from the shoulders. So try and move from the ribs, the torso, okay, from the back, from the oblique muscles. That's where we want to try and make the difference. The legs can be in front of you, or you can cross your legs. All right, if you start to get a lot of referred tension coming up to your quads, cross your legs instead. It will be more comfortable for you, and you will get to work on your upper body better. So we're opening out through with your arms. If this is too much, have your arms in front of your chest. As you rotate your upper body, breathing in. As you breathe out, bending out from the waist and lengthening across. Breathing in as you draw the body back up, and then breathing out, engaging your core. Remember, you could sit on a cushion or a couple of blocks, okay? Breathing in. As you breathe out, gently rounding through the spine to lengthen over. Breathing in to draw up, and breathing out, draw the navel back to the spine. Breathing in as we rotate the upper body. Breathing out to round through the spine to lengthen across. Breathing in to draw the body up, and breathing out, navel back to the spine. Breathing in to turn, keep the collarbone open. Breathing out, lift out from your waist. Breathing in, draw up. Breathing out, engaging the core. Now, if you're feeling stronger, fingers by your temples. If you want to make it easier, arms in front of your chest. Breathing in to turn your upper body. Breathing out to round through your spine to gently draw you over your thigh. Breathing in to draw up, and breathing out, engaging your core back to the middle. Breathing in, turn your upper body. Breathing out and rounding over. Keep your sit bones on the ground. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, navel back to the spine. Breathing in, turn the upper body. Breathing out and gently draw over your thigh. Breathing in to come back up. Breathing out, engaging your core back to the middle. Last time, breathing in to turn. Breathing out, rounding over your body. Breathing in as you draw up. Breathing out, back to the middle. And letting down with your arms. Alright, bend your knees up. And we're just going to go in and under and give yourself a nice little release for the lower back. So this is the reverse hug. So I know we're going on the legs. It feels like you're hugging your legs in. But once you get a hold of either your elbows or your wrists, try and move backwards. Move downwards. So try and sink away into the lower back stretch. And breathe. Once you get there, just try and really breathe down into the body. underneath your knees. And now we're going back a little bit more. You should get the stretch just below your neck into trapezius. And then change your hand grip over and do that again. And then drawing the body up. Alright, finding a seated position that agrees with you. It could be cross-legged, it could be with your legs out in front of you, or you may wish to sit up onto your heels. I'm going to take that stretch in for your triceps, so I'm dropping that hand back. And we take a little hold either of the elbow, and we give that a little assistance. If it's okay to, go back behind, find the fingers, but if you can, lift your chin. Alright, so just remember, when you come to this sort of position, it's really awkward. Sometimes sitting back on the heels gives you the taller spine. Alright, and you don't have to worry about, your lower back pulling you forwards. And releasing. Alright, swapping it over, taking that hand down. Maybe we're assisting the stretch. Maybe we're reaching back and we're finding the fingers. And release. Okay, take your right arm across your body. Take your left arm, loop it up underneath. And we have a stretch for a rear shoulder. Now this might be as far as you want to go today, in which case stay. You might be able to go so your hands are back to back. Again, you might want to stay. You could from here take the shorter hand and bring it around to the base of your thumb. Alright, don't worry if this doesn't work today. Keep your hands back to back. But if it does work, raise your arms a little. And then letting it down, swapping it over, bring that arm across, a rear shoulder stretch on its own might be enough, in which case stay. If you can, folding up, maybe the hands are back to back, maybe that's enough. If you can slide your hand around to find the base of your thumb, you could put those hands together and then bring it up a little. This is a stretch for the back of your body, for the shoulder girdle. And now letting our arms down, this should feel good. We're going to open it up the other way. Find the fingers behind your back. So I've got my fingers meshed in together behind my back. I'm going to draw them downwards, and then I'm going to bring my head downwards. And then tucking your head across, and almost like you're being a little bit more curious, and then kind of lifting your chin only ever so slightly. So you jut your chin out slightly, and then bring your gaze downwards. And for some of you, that might give you the better neck stretch, because once you've been doing a stretch for quite a while, we get into habits. Sometimes we lean forwards. Okay, sometimes we lean backwards, but it's trying to be as upright as you can be, but trying to make the stretch happen. So coming down through the middle, go to the other side. So coming over, and then kind of lifting the chin out from your body a little, and then bringing it over and down a little again. And that might, for some of you, just bring in that stretch again. And then bring it back into the middle. And then gently lower your ear over towards one shoulder. So this is now opening up all the way through from your earlobe to the top of your shoulder, towards your deltoid. And then over to the other side. Bringing it all the way back to the middle. Alright, loose arms I hope. Bring your arms forwards. Now stretch it round the upper back. As you breathe in, bring your arms up. Breathe out, let your arms float down, light as a feather. Bring them forward, stretch through the middle of your upper back. Breathing in, come on up. Breathing out, light as a feather, let them melt down. One more time, stretch it on forwards. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, all the way back down. And let it go. Very, very well done tonight, everybody. Good job, okay. Tough work, maybe. We're upping it up a little bit more now, all right? But the benefits will be we're going to get stronger again.